Previously on Abandoned and Forgotten Places.
Yeah, big old 1940 something ore chute. I'll get through this, but I'm gonna get rat pee all over me. Yuck. All right, how am I gonna do this now? Oh, we're just gonna go like that. There we go. Yeah, I'm not going on that. You gotta be out of your mind. Okay, first things first, let's work our way past the velvet rope. There we go. Alrighty. Yeah, and see what we have here. Yep. Well, I kind of guessed that this is what we had going on at this lower one. I'll show it to you. Get all my lights turned on here. There we go. There we go, that's better. We had a powder mag, that's all it is. So they blasted out this little cove here, and this is where they would have stored their dynamite. That's all it is. A couple of beams or posts or studs or whatever you want to call them there. The word's not jumping out at me right now, but just something to hang your lights off of so you can see what you're doing in here when you're inventorying out your dynamite. That's all it is, guys. Okay, let's work higher up on the hill. We'll go into the next portal. I'll see you up there. We having fun? I'm having fun. It's a beautiful day. It's a bluebird day. We're exploring mines. What more could you ask for? Heck yeah. All right. What you see right here, guys, this is called a cut road. And I do not drive up blind cut roads. Cut road is where they took a bulldozer one time long ago. They cut into the side of the hill. Problem with the cut road is they can get very narrow, and if you get up here a ways and there is a washout or something in the road, you're not able to turn around. So you got to back out. And backing down a short wheelbase Jeep on a cut road, well, that's how I almost rolled old Bob last summer with Mr. M. All right, let's work our way higher up on this road. Yeah, it's not too far away. There you go, see? That's what I'm talking about right there. We got a tree blocking the road. So the trail is narrow enough already. Imagine getting this far up, now you got a tree in your way. So you can't go around it. Best thing you could do, I would take my snatch block, hook it up to that old dead one down there, then bring it back up to the tree right there, use the winch and pull it right out of the way, is what I would do. But that takes time, effort, so on and so forth. It's a hell of a lot easier just to leave the Jeep parked at the bottom of the hill and walk up to where we need to go. It's not that far. Let's keep going. Okay, here we are. Looking down on it.
A little bit more to go here. Let's get around this. There we go. And the edit should be right around the corner here. Huh? Plenty of waste rock. Oh yeah, here we are. Look at that. Oh, again, lots of nice cool air blowing out of there. Okay, well, we got one thing to do before we go in there. Remember, safety first. Safety first. This is how people can find me from the air, as well as the coordinates I gave them for today's adventure. You can see that. You can see this right here. Come on now. Don't make a liar out of me. There we go. And then, of course, I always put a card that tells everybody when I entered the mine. Now that thing, you can't see it right here. It doesn't look very bright in the daytime, but boy, at night you can see that thing probably for half a mile away, that flasher. And then the card that tells everybody today's date and when I entered the mine, so that they know how long I've been trapped in here if indeed something like that were to happen. Okay. Yeah, when you're solo exploring, you have to leave a trail of breadcrumbs. You just have to. All right, what do we have here? Well, look at this old box. Well, that's kind of neat. Let's get some lights going here. There we go. Yeah, look at that. There's nails up in there. They're probably hanging keys or something or another. Anything written on the door? No. Well, that's kind of cool. Yeah. Okay. All right. Ah, nice and cool. Whew. Ah, I just love it. What do we have up in here? Looks like there might be some kind of a collapse in front of us here. Maybe something coming down from the stopes. Sure looks that way. Holy mackerel. That's right. You have to spend part of your life in Wisconsin to say holy mackerel. Holy mackerel. Look at that. That's a big stope. And that's what we saw on the drone. Yeah, look at this thing. Wow. Yeah, I never would have guessed it to be that large. Yeah, that's a GoPro battery running out. Look at the size of that stope. Wow, it goes all the way out there. I'll be darned. Huh. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, that looks really cool over there. There's something neat. I'm gonna set the camera down for a second. I'm gonna change out that battery. I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. Yep, gotta make sure all the cameras are up and running. Doesn't make sense to go into these places unless you're filming on all of them. Gotta capture all the action. I mean, what if that was the helmet cam, that battery that burned out. I mean, what if a bat comes flying at me and hits me right in the forehead? You guys are gonna wanna see that, aren't you? Now look at, oh my gosh. What in the... That's an ore pass with a grizzly right there. It sure is. Now let's see if this board will take my weight. Yeah, it's doing all right. Let's look down there. Well, okay. So we've got a huge ore pass. Look at we got upside down railroad ties, or I mean not railroad ties, upside down rail right there that they're using for a grizzly. Okay. Yeah, this is going to take my weight. Okay. Let me show you this. But that ore, we got big, so where does it go? Well, now there's the question. There's an ore pass lower on the hill. They certainly wouldn't put that in place without being able to, let's peer down in there, see? And look at how smooth the sides are. So you know they've been dumping a ton of material down that. Turn it around here. Let's continue, get past the dangerous spot and look up. Wow. Just massive stopes. I'll be darned. Very cool. Now, the stopes are cool enough, but where is the ore going? That's what we're going to need to try to find out. That's a mystery unto itself. All right, continuing on. Lots of really cool air blowing into my face right here. Yep. We got a nice breeze. Rail still down on the ground. I always like to see that. Okay. Oh, super cool. Well, this mine is turning out to be a heck of a lot better than the last one, isn't it? Even though we got all pooed up squeezing through that skinny spot. We're just kind of going through a bunch of worthless limestone right now that I can see. Yeah, nothing exciting. Just endless dolomite. And they're wiggling around like a snake, trying to get back on the ore structure. There's a tag hanging off of that. Could that be a... There's a 58. Looks like 58 right there. Okay. Okay. Bunch of miscellaneous timber laying on the floor here. And our first ore chute. So if we were to go up into those stopes that I just showed you, that is what, let me peek it up in there. That's what you're gonna see. More of the same. Yep. Okay. Continuing on. We have, a door. What's behind door number 1, Monty Hall? Powder storage. That's what's behind door number 1. Pretty neat. Look at that. Okay. I don't see anything written on the door though. Turning back around and continuing on. Yeah, this is great. Wow, it's really getting up in here. I'm loving this. There's dust covering all the surfaces. Look around, you see what I'm talking about here, right here? And on the floor too. That tells me that this is a really windy mine. Brings in the dust, blows it back and forth, depending on wind direction and barometric pressure. Wonder if that was all laid down when they're, while they were blasting this in. Very strange. Well, we're 300 to 400 feet into this now. And another ore chute. Yeah, the stopes above us, they're biggin'. They took the ladder out of this one. Lots of air coming out of that. Okay, continuing on. Well, maybe we'll get up here and find a super cool artifact. Wouldn't that be nice? I would like to find an ore cart. What is this? Oh, look at this. We've got a siding. Wow. Yes. Holy moly. Well, guys, you are in for a treat. Okay, so I just took a hard left. The rail just took a hard left too. They were dumping waste rock off the side here. But look at this. Look at the size of that monster. Holy mackerel. They really clean this out. Look at that beautiful, smooth hanging wall on the right-hand side. Just incredible. I tell you what, before we head up in there, let's turn around here. Wow. I would have never guessed by the drone footage that this mine would have been this awesome. No way. That was completely deceiving. Let's stay on the primary. Give you a good look at some of the graffiti. Ore bin 23A. Now there cannot be 23 ore bins in here. No way. No way. Or not ore bins, ore chutes. And it just keeps going. Wow. Well, this is turning out to be a heck of a deal, huh? Look at this. Okay, so they were going to go off that direction and quit. We've got a little bit of graffiti up there. Yeah, can't quite make it out. Nope. Turning back around. Look at the size of that ore chute. Now, again, for you to really appreciate this, that's a big one, huh? Look at that. Unbelievable. There's a ladder up there going into that stope. But boy, is it ever gnarly. Woo-hoo. Okay. All right. Down here on the floor, we got some old dry cell batteries. Remember those? Yep. I remember my dad had some of them carried over from the 60s. Here's another look at one. Oh wow, this one still has the label. Very cool. Bright Star. Vita Spark battery. Look at that. It's been a while since I've seen one of these where it has the label. You know what? I'm gonna get that off the ground and let's put that over here. That'll help preserve some of the longevity of that. I set it up on that board right there. Yeah, that'll maybe add another half a century to the label by getting it up off the ground. Okay, here we are. And in the middle of the track, there's a carbide tin. Rail splits two different directions down on the floor. Another big ore chute. I'm seeing a Prince Albert can. And it just keeps going. All right, we got something going off that way. We're going to stay on the primary, and then on our way back, we'll just revisit all of them. Now look here. See all these stoles? Now those stoles are they're not made for holding the hanging and footwall from collapsing. This is designed for scaffolding. Now we're looking underneath boards that the miners would have worked up higher and higher into the stope. Those platforms. There's poof dust all over the floor down on the, you see that? And you look at all the pack rat, look at all the pack rat tracks. Another ore chute. The air is wonderful in here. It's easy to breathe. It's not stale. This mine has been vented and is breathing really, really good. Look at that, chute number 26. And another ladder going up into the stopes with a place to chase the tools. So you can drag them up that right there. See that? Mm-hmm. Now that was a ladder that definitely I could go up. Looks interesting. I just don't know if we're going to have time today. I had no idea, guys, this was going to be this large. All right, turning over here and looking, we've got another drift going that way. Number 26 on this ore chute. '27. With another ladder. Oh, that one just stops right there though. Okay. Yeah, this is what I love about Nevada. We could just do this for days and days and days. There's so many great mines in this state. Wow. Look at the vent pipe. 10-inch vent pipe. Yeah, they were really bringing in the air, weren't they? Well, you have to. with that much work going on, can you imagine the dust? Look at that. Anything hiding down in there? Nope. Number 28. Or shoot. There's a muck sheet. Look at the blast that one took. You see that? See how it split the steel? Another blast occurred right there. See the dent that it put in it? Yep. That's what you're going to put up against the face, so you don't get fly rock coming back. And around the corner, geez, it wouldn't say it took a whole 90-degree turn, but a sharp one at that. What the heck is that thing? What is that? Oh, it's a track dauber. Right there. Yeah. That's what that is. And that would make sense. See, we took that sharp turn right back there, and you're going to want to daub the track with oil or grease on that sharp turn. And that's why it's laying there. Well, I tell you what, this is such a large mine. Today, let's explore the primaries. We'll look at all the drifts, and then we're going to keep this one on the menu and come back to it and explore the more of the stopes and any of those ladders. But for now, let's just keep going. Look at here, another hard left, and a bucket that would have been full of oil. Another track dauber, see down there on the left-hand side. Yep. And keeps on going. Oh, does it come to a stop? What's it going to do up here? Another hard, well, not a hard left, but a wiggle to the left. Gee whiz. There's a muck sheet laying on the floor. What's left of it? There ain't much left of that one. Okay. And off to the right, the track bends. Now you see the bended track right there. When they were finished up with this mine, they always remove the straight track and reuse that for other mines, and they leave the curved pieces behind. Just keeps going. Are we coming to the end? Yes, I suspect we are, because all the muck sheets are leaned up against the wall right there. And there it is. Wow. Let's set the camera down for a second. Kind of makes you wonder, how far do you think those guys were planning on going with this thing? Clear through the mountain? We've got to be, what, I'm guessing, my best guess right now is we're coming in on 2,000 feet. We're somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000 feet into this mine right here. And there's nothing here. I mean, so that tells me they came into the mountain. They got into an ore body, then they got into another one. We're going to go explore that big one next, okay? And they worked on those first. But even further to the east, which is the direction of travel right now, there must be another really big ore body on the side of the mountain over there that they were going to come into on a low angle and intersect it, but they never did. This is as far as they got. So something must still exist on that side of the mountain. All right, so I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to take you back to that stope. Hey, be quiet over there, Polly. And I'm going to take you back to that big stope. Actually, we got a drift between here and there. Let's explore that drift, and then we'll go back to that stope. Okay, so the one to the left is the way out. The one to the right, now something tells me that this one's going to go wide right and then loop back into the primary. So let's just head off this direction and see if it does. I've seen them do that before. What is that? Oh, that ain't no dynamite. That's a tamping dowel. Maybe this will loop back. Or maybe it'll just go a whole new direction into a different part of this mine. You never know. It is running parallel with the primary. Sure is. Still kind of running parallel. Wiggling back towards it a bit. Yep. And it's heading back that direction. Yep, I bet it meets right back up into the primary. What do we got here? Yeah, look at the... Boy, there's some big old stopes right above us, isn't there? Look at that, all the workings up there. Took the ladders down from that one, though. This probably used to be that was an ore chute. Then when they finished work in that area, they disassembled it and then reassembled the ore chute further deeper into the mine. And indeed, that's exactly how I thought it would play out. It just went wide and came right back to the primary. Now the reason they did that is so that they could get further off that direction to the ore body and get underneath it. That's the logic behind it. All right, and here we are. Isn't that just magnificent? I'll tell you what, guys. I'm going to set the camera down right there and kind of get things sighted in here a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Well, actually, let's fix that one. So there we go. I like it. There. This will give you the sense of size and scale. Yahoo, huh? Wow. Yeah, that might just be the thumbnail. That's why I did that. Okay. Quit fooling around. Get back to work. There we go. All right, let's see what we got up in here. Now, down here to the right, I'm not going to pass it up. I'm going to show it to you since we're right here. We have a slusher buried in the rock. The slusher had a big cable connected to it, and it was attached to a winch, and that's what would be used to drag out the ore or the waste rock down here on the floor. They were probably dragging it to that siding hole that winds where the rail came real close to the side of that hole and dumping it there. Wow, just spectacular. See, I love these kinds of mines with these huge stopes. Now, next winter, I'm going to be taking you guys to some lead mines. And the stopes in there are absolutely huge. Now, Mr. M and I, not last winter, but the winter before, we got into one of those, and the stopes were just magnificent. But I want to take you guys to a whole lot more. And there we go. That's how big this space is. Okay. So I see 3 areas of this mine that we can still explore. There's 2 ladders going up into 2 stopes, and then we have to figure out where in the world they were passing all this rock down to. Okay, we're headed out towards the portal and where those big grizzly bars were. Okay, whew, that's a long walk. Yowza. Wow. Okay. So, to appreciate this, guys, just like I did before, let's see here. Let's see how I can do this. How about we set Mr. Camera like so. Here, hopefully it'll stay right there and not fall. Stay right there and don't fall. So you can get an idea of the size of this place. Oh, we're making dust. Boy, they cleaned this out good, didn't they? Wow. There we go. Good enough. Wow. Just incredible. I mean, can you imagine the work? The labor involved to drill and blast and muck and drill and blast and muck over and over and over. And then it doesn't end there, guys. Giant rocks are going down and getting caught up on top of those grizzly bars. Then they need to be busted up to the proper size so that they can continue their way down the ore pass. Just a tremendous amount of labor. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to save the mystery of that giant ore pass for another weekend. And what we'll do is we'll come back here. We'll try to get that figured out, where that spits out at, and then we'll go up those 2 ladders and get into those stopes further to the east, okay? All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming along on today's awesome adventure. I had no idea this was going to turn out to be like it did. I thought we were going to end up with some more small and medium-sized mines, but we found our way into a whopper, didn't we? Okay, again, I appreciate you coming along with me for another fun adventure, and I'll see you again next weekend. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.